Assalamu alaikum. I have read the scenario and I am ready for the structured discussion. So my first question is, what is enhanced recovery program? So I will explain what is enhanced recovery program. I will give you the some background that enhanced recovery program was described initially by Khaled in Denmark in the 1990s for the colorectal patients. Every aspect of this pathway, from decision to operate through to discharge, was to plan, promote good outcome and the rapid returns to normal function. This pathway will reduce the physiological stress response and the organ dysfunction due to surgery. It also known as fast track, rapid or the accelerated recovery. It improves quality and experience care. It involves the patients in their own care, enables the patient to recover more quickly and leave the hospital sooner. Okay, the enhanced recovery program is now implemented in the patients undergoing elective procedures in 4 specialties: ortho, colorectal, gynecological and the urological, but we are concerned with the gynecological surgeries. So practically we will imagine the two types of patient. Before explaining the pathway of the enhanced recovery program, I will explain that we have two types of patient. Imagine the patient who's coming for the surgery. You admitted the patient the day before surgery. The patient has been fasting for for 24 hours, given the bowel preparation. Patient has been running to the washroom throughout the night, and now during morning patient is dehydrated because patient has not taken anything by mouth. Patient constantly passing motion. Patient has been anxious because patient did not get any sort of sleep during night, and taken up to the theater for the surgery without much conversation about what is surgery you are going to do. Now we have second type of patient. Imagine well informed, who comes in the hospital on the day of surgery, well rested, well prepared, eaten or had no fasting, taking carbohydrate loading 2 hours prior to surgery, and then she goes to the OT. So the second patient, she will be so happy, anxiety will be less. As a result, outcome will be much better. This is the whole idea about the enhanced recovery program. Now I will explain what is enhanced recovery program pathway. So its pathway, enhanced recovery program pathway, divided into the preoperative, perioperative, postoperative and discharge. So first, preoperative care. Now not just I will explain the preoperative care. It's not just started before the surgery. It starts from at the level of primary health care, where we will optimize her preoperative hemoglobin level. We will be managing pre-existing comorbidities such as diabetes, hypertension. Not just this we will do, not just this, but we will do the risk assessment of the patients preoperatively for the patient's health and the fitness. Like, for example, if patient is smoking, we will encourage the patient to stop smoking, connect patient to the quiet smoking services. If the patient is overweight and obese, we will advise lifestyle modification and try to bring her BMI to the normal range. If patient on any medication, for example, she is on oral contraceptive pill, we will stop the pills preoperatively. Ma'am, after optimize her health and medical condition, we will most important is informed decision making part. It is very important part of the enhanced recovery program. Patient is briefed about the treatment that the patient would require. The patient is given written information as to understand what to be all about, and involved in the decision making. So it's not one sided direction that you need the so you explain to patient that you need the surgery and you have to undergo surgery. The patient is involved in decision making, which makes the patient very comfortable and lead much better outcome. So Studies have told that preoperative patients education and can reduce the need for the pain relief and improves patient experience. Discharge of the patient is planned before the surgery, plan that agreed with the patient, so that she can come with a prepared mindset that I will be going home at this date. So anxiety will be lesser, stress become less. Let's come to now the second pathway is the perioperative pathway, in which the patient is admitted on the same day of surgery. Benefit for the patient, the benefit of this, it will patient's stress, reduces the patient's stress level, reduction in the preoperative bed usage, so nicely used for other patients, reduces the hospital cost. Now optimize the fluid hydration. Dehydration is avoided by reducing the period of fluid fasting 2 hours prior to anesthetic. Carbohydrate loading reduces the length of stay, and like by the patient, starvation is reduced. No bowel preparation, because it's associated with the morbidity, and there is no evidence that if that it improves the outcome for the patients. Now the third is the intraoperative care, most important. So as we all know that the preferred minimal invasive surgery nowadays, nowadays is very going to be common. So they preferred the minimal invasive surgery because it reduces the hospital stay, symptoms will be lesser, patient will be mobilized early, and the faster recovery. But whenever minimal invasive surgery cannot be used, it is advisable to use transverse incision for the abdominal surgeries. And no gastric tube is used during surgery. Use regional blocks is advised, because spinal epidural and the regional regimes can reduce the opiate requirement, which is in turns allow more rapid return to the oral fluid intake. Also optimize fluid management, antibiotic given to prior to incision. Venous thromboembolism prophylaxis should be included, as there is evidence for their benefit. Vaginal pack should be avoided because they are uncomfortable for the patient, and they may hinder the mobilization. Now other is the post-operative care. So the planned mobilization, because early mobilization is the key to enhanced recovery, and it is achievable. Rapid hydration and the nourishment, because it is associated with the reduction in the nausea, higher patient satisfaction, reduces the risk of muscle loss, so the thromboembolism risk will be reduced. Protocol should include the post-operative protocol should include antiemetic to manage post-operative nausea, and laxative to prevent constipation. Appropriate IV therapy, no wound drain, no NG tube, catheter should be removed. Regular oral analgesic, paracetamol and NSAID should be given, can be given, and most important, avoidance of the systemic opiates based analgesics, analgesics where possible, or administered topically when should not be avoidable. Now the final pathway, which is discharge. When the criteria are met, which is once they are mobilized, drinking and passing flatus. It is not important that she should pass stool before discharge. So their pain is controlled by the oral analgesic, then we will discharge the patient. Before discharge, 24-hour telephone follow up. It is essential that the patients are provided written information on the discharge that includes emergency contact information, and advice to aid recovery, emergency contact information, practical advice to aid recovery, and expected length of time until they return to the normal function. Thanks, ma'am.